Take 3 for this video. This is Kent Pearson here to do another video. And this video, I'm going to answer the question, will I leave an inheritance? So what I mean by that, am I going to leave my kids something? And the main reason I'm doing this video because recently I watched one of the A-Lux videos and there was these billionaires, Warren Buffett, Bill Gates. They pretty much said that they weren't going to leave their kids billions of dollars. So it pretty much had me thinking, would I do it? So I'm not rich. I'm not a billionaire or even a millionaire. I do plan on being a millionaire one day. But we're going to pretend like I was a billionaire or a millionaire. So I will likely leave my family 90% of my wealth once I pass away. And the other 10% will go to charities. So my family will have that 90%, my kids will. So my kids or grandkids. So I don't have kids right now. So I guess by the time I pass away, may I'll have kids or grandkids or even great grandkids. I'll probably never get to see my great grandchildren though. I mean, I did get to meet meet some of my great grandparents, but I don't think I'm ever going to get to see any of my great grandparents. I said parents. I don't think I'll be able to get to see any of my great grandkids. Unless there's like a lot of teen parency going on in my family. Obviously, I think if I would have had kids when I was like a teenager, I think the chance of me being a great grandparent would have increased significantly. But anyway, I will likely leave my kids 90% of my wealth. So 90% of the time, well, not 90% of the time, but 90% of my wealth will be given to my family. Now, what would be the reason I wouldn't leave my kids a lot of money, like a lot of wealth? So in most cases, I would leave my kids like a lot of wealth, but the only time I probably want it is if they were like, say, had like a spending problem. If they was like one of those, sometimes you have those people, don't matter how much money you give them, or how much money they make, they're always broke. So if my kid was like that kind of a person, I'll probably have it set up to where they get like $10K a month for the rest of their life, which is like $120 a year. So they'll get that every month, pretty much. So I had it set up. The condition, they never get in trouble with the law. So I'll probably have it set up in a will, so as long as they never get in trouble with the law, they'll get that $10K every single month. So I say $10K is still pretty fair, because I'm not getting $10K a month. I mean, getting $10K a month doing nothing, that'd be pretty good. I mean, I'll be happy. If I was getting $10K a month doing nothing, I'll be pretty happy. So in this hypothetical scenario where I did have a kid, I did have set up to where he's getting like $10K a month, I mean, they can't complain. Obviously, they want to make more than $10K a month, get a job. But other than that, I'll have it set up to where they don't have to work again, because I do care about my family. The main reason I would want to leave my kids or grandkids a lot of money, because when I was young, when I was like a teenager or in my early 20s, I pretty much didn't have any money, which sucked. I was working a low-paying job. And of course, my parents said that they weren't going to charge me anything as long as I was in college. But of course, I got stabbed in the back. They ended up charging me for electricity, then groceries. So my parents stabbed me in the back, guys. They never seem to keep their word. So yes, I was broke. I had a low paying job. I had a hard time getting a better job. So it sucked when I was in my early 20s. So obviously I'm never going to be a millionaire, or definitely not a billionaire in my early 20s. But if I could do that for my kid or grandkid when they're like in their teens or early 20s, guess what? I'll gladly do it for them. I'll gladly leave them some of that money. I want them to have what I never got to have. Because I would have loved to be like a millionaire in my teens and 20s. I would have loved it. I think I would have been happier. I could have got to go on trips, man. Could have had parties. Got me a nice mansion. I definitely would have moved out a lot sooner if I was a millionaire or a billionaire. Especially with that brother I had, I would have been like, I'm trying not to get demonetized, but I would have been like, F you, brother. I would have left. Just like that. I might even show the third finger on this finger. The third finger on his hand as I was moving out, because life pretty much sucked when I was in my early 20s. My brother didn't make it easier, of course. So I likely will leave my family 9% of my wealth. But like I said, the only time I probably won is if they had like a spending problem, like a money problem. I mean, one thing you could probably do is, if I was like maybe a billionaire, I could probably do a tax. See which kids are good at managing the money. Maybe when they graduated, get them each $1 million. Or it don't have to be that. I mean, $1 million is pretty low when you're a billionaire, but it could be like 100,000, 500,000, or $1 million, whatever number you decide to do. This is not like the real inheritance. This is like testing them, see how good they are managing money. So you just give them that money, that $500K or whatever. Because $500K, I'm pretty sure that could last the whole 4 years you're in college. I'm sure it could. So when you get that phone call, your kid asks you for some money, first thing I'll do is be like, what happened to all that money I gave you? And they say all that money's gone. Guess what? That pretty much shows that they couldn't handle that little bit of wealth that you gave them, that $500K or $1 million that you gave them. They couldn't handle it. But who knows? You might have that kid that's pretty much this good at managing money. He might even find a way to make even more money from that amount that you gave him. He might find ways to get more income from it. So your kid's like good at managing wealth. I mean, who knows? They probably could handle all those billions of dollars. But you have that kid that's pretty much wasted $1 million like in a couple months. I mean, they couldn't handle that little bit of wealth for just 2 months. I mean, how you think you're gonna do if you left them like $100 billion? I mean, seriously, let's say you left them $100 billion and they just weren't that good with money. Guess what? I mean, when you think about it, they should be able to live pretty good with that much money, but if they're like big spenders, guess what? It's gonna be a disaster. They're probably gonna end up in debt. I know a lot of y'all are probably looking at it saying, how you gonna be in debt when you have $100 billion? I ask myself that same question. People will amaze you how fast they can lose their wealth. So in that case, we're probably better off just setting it up for where they would get like 10K a month for life. If you're rich, you can probably set it up that way. I mean, that's probably something I would try to do, set it up to where my kid would get like 10K a month for the rest of their life. So that'd be like $120,000 every single year, which is more than what most people make in a year. $1.2 million in one decade. They'll make $1.2 million in a single decade. So you could live pretty good with 10K a month. I mean, my kid was still struggling after making 10K a month. I really don't know what to tell him or her. I really don't, man. But other than that, in most cases, I will. If I was rich, I would leave my kids millions or billions of dollars in most cases. Now, if I had like no family at all, then I'll probably leave money to my friend's kid. I probably would. If I had like no family, absolutely no family, I think I probably would leave wealth to my friend, and then he could pass it on to his kids. Because when I'm making money, guess what, guys? You know how I'm building up money? It's not just for me. It's for the next generation after me. So that's another reason I'm trying to build up wealth. Because I want that generation after me to have money. And let me tell y'all something. About a decade ago, I lost 2 grandparents. They was on different sides of the family, by the way. Just take a guess. How much money do you think they left me? And you can pause the video for a little while and leave the answer down here. Want me to tell you how much money my 2 grandparents left me combined? Nada. So I was dogged out, man. I mean, they probably didn't have money anyway, but when that stuff like that happens, it's like, man, they really didn't care about me. By the way, my parents didn't get no money either. But it does have me thinking, if I'm ever a grandparent, I would love to leave my grandkids some money. Because when they passed away, I was in college. I could have actually used some money back then too, because like I said, I was poor back then. That was my poor years. So they would have left me my grandparents would have left me like a few $1,000s. Just a few $1,000s. It definitely would have helped out a lot. Would have got me out of debt. Definitely would have paid that car off a lot faster if they did leave me a few $1,000s. But I guess my grandparents didn't care about me, guys. So it made me sad. But it's all good. It's all good, guys. It just made me want to leave more wealth to my family after me. So I did ask y'all a question. Will I leave an inheritance to my family? So the answer is yes, I will. I know Bill Gates, he did say he was going to leave his kids billions, but I think I did see somewhere that he said he's going to leave them like 1% of his wealth. So even 1% of his wealth, because let's be honest, how much is Bill Gates worth? 100 billion? So even if he left you like 1% of his wealth, I mean that'll still make you a billionaire. Man, if my dad was like worth $100 billion that he left me like 1% of his wealth. I mean, I wouldn't complain. I'll take that $1 billion and just enjoy my life. Same thing, I was getting 10K every month. I'll enjoy that too. But I hope y'all enjoy this video. I'm about to run out of time. But if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. If you want to see other videos of me talking about money, ways to make money, save money, invest in money, just hit that bell button. That way, you'll be notified. And by the way, guys, for y'all that sign up under me with Pogo, thank y'all guys, because it does help me out. For each person that sign up under me with Pogo, I get like $1. And by the way, that drone's coming up with $200. But that being said, have a good weekend. Bye for now.